Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over December's IPSY Extra Box. Although OG subscribers will remember it as BoxyCharm before they merged. But I'm super excited for this box. There's a lot of really good things I've been wanting to try in it. So let's get right into it. So first we have the Lomi Rose Glow Jojoba and Squalene Facial Oil. I have normal to oily skin, but I do also get dry patches. I'm just going to use a little bit of this and kind of see how my skin reacts to it. It smells good. I don't know what it smells like, but it definitely doesn't smell like rose or like other squalene products that I have. I like to take oil super onto my under eyes because my under eyes do get really dry and they do tend to get like milia bumps and they get irritated throughout the day and they have those little dry patches and stuff. And same with around my nose. My nose gets super dry and things separate weirdly around my nose. But that gave my skin a super nice glow. It's not a lightweight oil. There's still definitely oil and things on my hands. But it does feel really nice. So we'll kind of see how it lays underneath my foundation. I'll go ahead and do my foundation since there's not any complexion products in here until we get to the blush. So I'll go ahead and do my base and then I'll be right back. So my base went over that oil perfectly fine, and it actually, my skin looks really good and everything, and my foundation laid really smoothly. Everything went on perfectly fine. Everything blended out great. So far, that's a good one. So next we're getting into the Real Her You Are Brilliant blush palette. So you have some browns in here and some other browns, and this is a very interesting palette. It's not shades of blush that I would tend to go for. I put on a little bit of bronzer, just I'm not a super big bronzer person, but I might go in with this one for some more bronzer, and then I think I'm gonna mix these two for blush. Yeah, I think I will. This top one has a little bit of shimmer to it. And this bottom one is matte. So we'll kind of go in between these two. I am definitely more of a... Oh, hey. Hi. You can see me. I'm definitely more of a, like, cooler tone blush person. So we'll see how this works out for me. And then we also got a couple dual-ended brushes, so I am gonna use these. I'm gonna use this for bronzer and blush, and then I'll go in with a highlighter and kind of test this side for it. I do love getting travel brushes. I was just telling my boyfriend the other day that I wanted some more travel brushes because we're traveling more, and I am doing like travel makeup and minis and stuff like that, and so having less but more to play with is great for that. So I'm just going to go into Social. Ooh, it's definitely a little bit powdery, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just tap off the excess. And my mirror is over here, sorry. Not loving how that's blending. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not loving how that's blending. Let me see if that's this brush or not. I'm going to go in my normal kind of bronzer brush because I like a big kind of just floof it on brush. This is the 974 Tapered Powder from Bedellium Tools. I love this to set my face and put on blush and bronzer. So I kind of put it like on the tip, and then I'm going to tap off the excess. And then I like to just use this brush and it really blends it out nicely. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Let's go in with the blush. I'm going to go in with this top one first and kind of see what it gives. And I'm going to go back in with this brush. Ooh, that. I do love me some blush. That was a little heavy-handed. But the blush, the shade is blending better than the other one that we use, the Social color. Yeah, that shade blends easier. I'm not sure if it's the added shimmer in this. I like to take my blush pretty forward on my face and pretty high up into my under eyes. And then I just take whatever's left over and kind of just pat it across my nose. I do like that blush. I'm going to go in with the Compassionate shade, which is underneath it. It's another matte shade, so I'm going to see if it blends nicely or if it blends a little weird like the other one. That one blends fine too. Maybe it's just that shade? I don't know. I don't know. I do really like this Genuine shade, but I don't know that I will keep a whole palette for that one shade. But I do really like that shade. I'm going to test this side with a highlighter. I'm just going in with my Natasha Denona Prism highlighter. Yeah. I feel like highlighter brushes, like, you can't really make a bad one, if that makes sense. Like, there's not really a bad way to make a highlighter brush to me. So, yeah. It works. I don't know what else to say about that. I do love, like, it's really soft. I do really like that. So, and I like that the shape of this side, you can also use this to, like, do a quick little nose contour because it is pinched nicely. So it does work really good. And I do like the shape and size of this. I can, like, if I'm traveling and stuff, I can bronze and blush with it. It does blend out nicely. I just think it was that one shade in this palette that wasn't really wanting to blend very well. So, yeah. And then the next one we have is the Moonlight Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette from Makeup by Mario. I have been wanting to try his formulas. I love when makeup artists make makeup. And I've heard, like, nothing but great things about, like, his shimmer formula. Although I heard it changed as well. So I'm glad we got this palette. And then we also got another brush. It's a dual-ended, just like your normal shader and a nice big fluffy brush. I do have hooded eyes, and so I usually like to go in with a bit of a smaller fluffy brush. Let me see. Something more like either of these. These are a lot smaller. So this is the 783 Small Tapered, and this is the 781 Crease from Bedellium Tools. So it is a lot smaller. We'll see what I can do with this brush and then see if I need to go into other ones. But I am super excited to try this palette. So I'm just going to go in. What do I want to... I did swatch this and it swatched really nicely. And the mattes felt really buttery. So I'm just going to go in with the shade first. Ooh, they are very powdery. Like that is very powdery. So we'll see how this... Here, I'll use this mirror. Yeah, those are very powdery, but they're laying down really nicely. At least this shade so far. It skipped a little bit in there. Let's see. This is just a clean, fluffy brush. When eyeshadows skip like that, I like to just take a clean eyeshadow brush that has nothing on it. A nice, fluffy, soft brush. But not too soft. You want it to have a little bit of grip to it so you can really blend. And I do hold it quite far up because I'm wanting to really blend it. And then it kind of takes away those skipping. I'm going to put my hair back so you can see a little bit better. I just keep a drawer. I have a drawer in my desk in front of me that I keep like my hairpins and all of that in here. There we go. Yeah, these are really buttery, but they're also very powdery. So that's a little... With them being so powdery, I don't know that this would be good for beginners. Because if you don't like go through and tap it off, it's a lot of pigment going on your eyes. And a lot of pigment kind of going everywhere. I like very messy, grungy makeup looks. And so I don't mind that it gets everywhere. But if you like very precise or very minimal looks, this is a little bit messy. I do really like that shade though. And then I'm gonna go into this one as well and try it out. This is also very powdery. This brush is really soft. I do like this brush. I would still need to pack, like if I was traveling, I would still need to pack another brush that's a little bit smaller than this. So this might be a good one to pack for like my clean brush that I just used to kind of diffuse all the edges and all of that. But it is nice and soft and it does blend well. So if you have bigger eyes or not hooded eyes like I do, then this brush will be really nice. Let's see. I'm going to mix this brown and this gray. This brown is a little bit too warm and these shadows are tending to lean warm on me. Almost everything leans warm on me because of how cool toned I am, which is slightly annoying, but it is a nice test. Oh yeah, mixing the gray and the brown gives you a nice, really cool toned brown. Yeah, these are very, very pigmented, very, very soft. And they do blend fairly nicely. They do skip just a little bit. I'm gonna just go back in with this clean brush and diffuse that out a little bit more. Get rid of any of those skipping. Right here, I don't know that you can see. Right out here on this outer edge, it's gripping a little strange on that skin. I'm not sure if it's the primer and stuff that I used underneath, or if it's the oil, or a combination of everything, but it is gripping a tiny bit strange in that one little area. Because, oh, it is doing it on this side too, right there. So sometimes when eyeshadows are a little bit almost too pigmented, you can get where if you blend it, it'll start not sticking in certain places. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm actually going to take the small packing side, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of the gray and the black and smudge it real close to my lash line. When I swatched this black, it was so pigmented. Yeah, that is a very pigmented black. And I mixed it with the gray. It's very nice. Just gonna I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbors and their dogs. But yeah, that blends out nicely. The black is really nice. But and they layer nicely over each other. Just with how powdery it is, my desk is a mess right now. And everything with all of that. I'm just looking at my other mirror. And it is gripping a little bit strange in some of the places. But that's okay. I'm just going to wipe off a little bit of the black that's on there, and then I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is a little too warm for my liking, so I think I'm going to go into this shade, and then I might dip into like these two. And then this one I'm definitely putting in my inner corner. So I'm going to try it with the brush first, and then with my finger, and see. That's really pretty and twinkly. I'm gonna try my finger. Yeah, that's really pretty. I like to take my shimmers up a little bit because I do have the hooded eye, so I like to take it up and blend it up a little bit. But that is really pretty. I'm just gonna do my finger on the other side. Didn't pick up as much. Yeah, picking up with the brush picks up more of like the twinkly pigment. Huh. That is really, really pretty though. If you did change the shimmer's eyeshadow formula, I will be kind of sad. This is really pretty. I'm gonna do that darker kind of pewter color on the outer edges, just to give a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more dimension to the sparkle. And then I'm just gonna blend the edges up. And then I'm gonna take whatever's left on there and just run it underneath my eyes. I do like shimmer under my eyes. like to take that shimmer kind of further down on the actual, almost like you have fallout. Yes. And then I'm going to take that white kind of pearlescent shade. It looks like it has a nice like blue shift, so we're going to do that on the inner corners. Ooh, it does have a beautiful blue shift. That's beautiful. Yeah. I like this palette. Here, I'll give you some swatches. Here's the 3 shimmers that I use. Those shimmers are beautiful. Like those are gorgeous. But I don't know how often I would reach for this, just because I am having problems with the blend and I am having problems with how the pigment lays. And so I'm definitely going to have to test this one more. But I do like the color story. I like most of the shades. I don't know that I would use like this top one right here. It's very yellow toned. And it has a little bit of shimmer to it. Like it's almost like a satin with a little bit of shimmer. But this one we'll have to test more. So we'll see. And then I'm going to finish up my makeup and then we will be back for the lip combo. Okay, so here's my makeup all finished and everything. My skin looks really nice. That oil, I think, is really good. I'll keep testing it, but my skin looks really good. And then here's the eyes all finished. I do really like it. This right here isn't a weird blend. The pigment from the eyeshadows are reflecting right there because I like to take the shimmers pretty far down. But I do really like the eyeshadow and, you know, the tones and everything. I do love a good gray eye. And so this, I think I'll have to play around with it more, but I think the eyeshadow is doing really good too. But I'm really excited for the lip combos. They sent 2 lip liners and the Fenty gloss. This is the Gloss Bomb Oil in Rose Amber. I did swatch this when I received this box because this was what I was so excited for. I love good cool tone lips, and just this color just was very intriguing to me, and it was right up my alley. So they sent 2 different lip liners from Neen Cosmetics. If you know anything about this brand, let me know. Do you love them? So far I love them because one's a neutral leaning cool and the other one is cool toned. And when I swatch them, they both look really nice. This is shade Crosby. So that's more the neutral one, which still shows up pretty cool tone on me. Like neutral leaning cool, which is very nice. And I love that. That could definitely be an everyday. And then this is shade Orchard, which they describe as like a super dark cool tone, which I also like. It's a cool toned reddy brown, which is also really nice. So I kind of want to use both of them. So I think I'm going to, I don't know. Let's go in with Crosby first and then kind of see which is the lighter one. And we'll kind of see how it is. These feel really nice and creamy. So we'll see how these, and I'm just looking in my mirror, but Yeah, these go on really nicely. Yeah. Yeah, these go on really creamy. And it's gonna smudge that in a little bit. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of Crosby just on like the, or not Crosby, Orchard, the darker one, right on the outer edges. I really, when I get these boxes, I really like to try to use every bit of it. I need to not talk and try to line my lips. Yeah, these are gorgeous. And I'm just gonna, a little bit. I love these lip liners, yeah. They're gorgeous. I'm just gonna finesse this. Going in with Crosby one more time. And more filling in like the edges. Those two colors are gorgeous. Now for this gloss. This is the item I was most excited for. So this is, again, the Fenty Gloss Bomb Oil in Rose Amber. I'm going to wipe a little bit of that off. But, yes. And it smells so good. I do like the little wand applicator. It's been a long time since I had one of Fenty's like lip products. And so I had not seen the applicators lately. Oh my gosh. That is gorgeous. Yes. Yes. But I do love this little applicator with the little dip in it. It makes it really nice and holds a lot of product. Like there's still a lot of product in here, but I'm just going to swatch it over like the two lip liners. And then I'll give you a nice swatcheroo by itself. It's beautiful. If you like more cool tones, then this gloss is really nice. It's a nice cool tone brown, and it has gold, like a cooler tone gold, a silver, a lilac, a blue, kind of shifts in it with the little glitters, and it just makes it so pretty, and it's nice and wearable. There is the little stringies. Let me see. Let me just blot. Okay, yeah. No more stringies now. It's all about how much you put on there. The Lipstick Lesbians have great breakdowns on like gloss oils and the bombs and all of that, and like the different formulas and that. They're amazing. Go watch their stuff on Instagram. And going through, and they really explain all the differences, and a lot of times they'll be like, hey, this formula is real stringy. It's all about just how much you're putting on. A lot of people really pile on that gloss. You don't need that much. So That is stunning. I think that's my favorite thing in this box. So let me give you a rundown on everything. So here are my final thoughts on every item in the box. We will start with, what do we want to start with? Let's start with my favorites. The Fenty Gloss Oil Balm, or Gloss Balm Oil in Rose Amber. Love, 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 love. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. And then these lip liners from Neen in Crosby and Orchard. These are so pretty and so nice. They blended really nicely. They're not migrating or anything with the lip gloss or anything, which is really nice, and just they're gorgeous, and they actually show up cool toned on me, which is also, if you know me and like I've talked to you or anything, or you have followed like any of my stories on Instagram, I always talk about how my undertones are kind of weird, and I have blotchiness on my skin where I have some yellow, some olive, some like dingy undertone, but I'm mostly cool toned. I also love cool tones, but things that are like, oh, this is a cool tone, especially lip products, it shows up very warm on me, or very neutral instead of actually cool toned. So these actually being cool toned and nice, and just, these are really happy. These make me really happy. So yes, so those are another standout. And let's see, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, the brushes. So the brushes, I don't even know that I told you where these are from. These are from Farah, or Farah. There's periods in between them. This is the blush and highlight brush, and this is the shade and blend brush. I do really like these for travel. I will definitely be using these for travel. I don't think it's just these two brushes, and out the door I will be carrying a few other brushes, but they are nice and they're really soft, and they picked up product well, so I would definitely bring these with me and use them. And then let's see, what else did we get? Oh, the Real Her You Are Brilliant Pro Blush Palette. Sorry, there's powder all over it from my setting powder. I want to love this because I have a bunch of Real Her things that I do love, like their eyeliners. They have a metallic navy that is gorgeous. But this palette just, I don't know if it's, first off, a lot of the shades are very warm. I do love, love, love this shade. But unfortunately, I don't like to keep things for 1 or 2 shades. I will either depot that shade, or like this would be hard to depot without breaking up the whole palette. So I will probably gift this along to someone who will actually use more warm tones and loves these shades more. This shade blended a little strange on me, but again, I'm not 100% sure if it was the shade or if it's just the brush or today or whatever. We never know. But the shade blended a lot easier, so I don't know. But this I will probably pass along. But it is a gorgeous palette, and I am glad that they include like these big palettes in these boxes, which is really nice, especially for people who are just now starting their makeup collection. I love the different palettes, and a lot of their boxes you can do full looks out of. Like this one had so many products. And then the eyeshadow palette, the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. And this is her. I like it. I don't love it. I'm going to try her a few more times and see. Like, I will probably never use this shade. This shade I will mix with the gray, which is fine. I'll still use them. I didn't use this blue today, but I do love a good blue. I'm going to swatch her and see. The one thing about these, they're so pigmented. I would not, yeah, that is so pigmented, and like, but it's so buttery, creamy, and they blend really nicely and everything. Like, they're so pigmented. That's a really good thing, but also kind of a downfall. I just feel like if you're a beginner, then it's not foolproof. you can put way too much on, and then you put too much on, and then you keep trying to blend, keep trying to blend, keep trying to blend it, and then it starts getting patchy. And so I like it. I want to test it a few more times. Those shimmers are gorgeous. But I do want to test it a few more times to kind of see how it more performs and everything, and just get more of an idea of the formula. And then like those shimmers are just gorgeous. They have they're just so twinkly, buttery, beautiful, and it's a nice addition to this box, because you know, these boxes aren't expensive, but you get really good products in these. So I do recommend getting like an IPSY subscription, whatever you can afford or whatever you would like. They do have a tier that is lower than this one, that you just get the minis, which is really nice if you are wanting to, say you're wanting to travel a lot next year and you're like, hey, I need more things to travel and things that are travel friendly. You can do the small IPSY subscription and you can get travel size things, which is really nice. Or if you just don't like to have a large makeup collection or large items of makeup, like I will probably never go through an entire eyeshadow palette. These right here are my eyeshadow palettes. They have been culled down quite a bit, but even me, I won't go through a whole eyeshadow palette. It would take me years to go through an eyeshadow palette because I use a bunch of different eyeshadow palettes. I also have eyeshadow palettes that I keep on my desk. So if you just don't like to have full items, that one's great. I like this one. It's the next tier up because you can get a bunch of different things in it. And like this was basically a full face. The eyes, the primer. If you don't wear foundation, you don't have to. I usually wear skin tints and then concealer. So I love it. So again, testing it more. This I'm going to pass on to a friend so they can get more use out of it. These were good. Not perfection, but good. Really good. These, however, were perfection. And I love these, and I will be living in these from now on. So be ready for that. But that's all for today. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like, comment, subscribe, come back, hang out with us. I know this is a little bit of a weird lighting setup, and I know it's not, you know, as good as other YouTubers, but we're working on it. We're getting there. I am a professional makeup artist. I can give you my opinion on these things as a professional makeup artist, and I would love to have you along and just be here with me. So hit that follow, hit the bell for when I post. I'm going to try to post Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then other videos will be trickled in there if they're different. There will be sometimes other content like trying food or clothing hauls and fashion. I do love fashion and getting ready with me's and things like that. So get ready for a bunch of different kinds of videos, and just let me know down below what you're gonna like or what videos you don't want to see, or if you hated this, let me know that too. But please be nice. Don't be hateful. Love everyone around you. Don't be bigoted. And I'll see you next time. Bye.